Greetings, Magi. The time has come. We finally got it back. This is a hot off the presses sort of print production quality of the core set. It's missing a few things still. They're still working on the final codex pages and the final rulebook, but inside of this is basically the new final codexes, the spinners that we switched to, punch boards, a sample of the rulebook and the walkthrough. It's missing focus gems, but this is the deal. Anyway, I've already taken a look inside here. Of course, I had to as soon as I got it. I've been waiting a year for this thing, but I wanted to redo sort of an opening with all of you who've been so patient in waiting to find out what it is that you backed and whether the wait was worth it. So let's get to it. Here's the world debut of the Serpent Tongue Magi's chest. In a moment I'll get to the archive case as well. I'm very excited for what you're about to see laying on top of this baby right here. So let's pull it up and zoom in a little bit. It's almost eerie because it's just like, is that a game component? It doesn't look like a game component at all. Couldn't be more thrilled with this guy. These turned out so far superior to everything that we previously imagined. Mostly, I think, because we changed the design around a little bit, but also this leatherette. This is only leatherette, but it feels and even creaks like a big, thick slab of high-quality leather. It even smells like leather. Anyway, this is a unique design on the front, back, and on the spine compared to our with the secondary codex. The only thing that will be the same in these is the new advanced Serpent's Key that we've put in. We decided before we had the beginner Serpent's Key here, but you're going to outgrow that so easily and so quickly. So now the Serpent's Key is the phonetic beginner one is a insert in your codex, and then you can grow into your nice leather debossed foil stamped Serpent's Key. These are old codex pages. They're still working on the codex pages, but we've really upped it and retooled the codex to be have a lot more in it, a lot more functionality. There's now more pages in it, and we have a much more durable and sturdy design for these glued pockets. I love these pockets because they frame the card well, but every now and then you slide this thing in and these cards are sharp and they will slice through the bottom. So you would have been gluing and repairing and taping a lot, and in order to keep your codex in good working order, which isn't the end of the world, but with this high quality of a component, we wanted it to be as tight as possible. Anyway, I'm very glad that we made the shift to the 6-ring binder because it allows us to do so much. Most importantly, we can carry encounters now around in here, and name shoves in here, and special rituals and rites that you can pull out and use in game. Energy trackers now. There's a lot of mechanical type of pages that you'll be able to use that you'll be able to put out. Oh, let alone the Sacred Sites expansion, which is basically Serpent's Tongue with area control in a board game. Well, that board's now going to be carried around in your codex. So it was kind of a risk because originally our codexes looked something like this. This is what we started with. And we're like, and we made the shift to Elijah, we're like, we've got to be able to make this look a little more mystical. Then we ended up with this, a little bit better, but still it was puffy and round-cornered, and it was a day planner. Cool-looking day planner, perhaps, but it was a day planner. And we finally come all the way to what I think is probably some of the coolest-looking esoteric books I've ever seen, or felt. By the way, as good as they look on camera, I hope they look good, it's nothing compared to how they feel. The texture of it is flawless. So there's the highlight of the core set, the 2 codexes. I'll lay them out right here. Next up, rulebooks. They actually are working on the rulebook right now. So they sent me 2 copies of the walkthrough, one at rulebook quality and one at walkthrough quality. The walkthrough is going to be a little bit thinner, and the rulebook is going to be a little bit thicker. Here's the quality of the rulebook. It's going to be the exact same size, dimensions, and they're both 64 pages. The rulebook will be this quality of 128 GSM glossy art paper. 64 pages, you say? Yes, that's quite a rule book. But you have to understand that we could have slammed all the rules together in about 10 to 12 pages. But this rule book is going to be basically tournament ready. It's the equivalent to Magic the Gathering's like 180-page rule book. It's going to have a 23-page glossary, language guide. It's designed to be a durable, permanent reference manual for you. And then you'll learn the game by playing the walkthrough, which we've set up to basically just open it up. It gives you the basic setup, like get these cards. Here's the specific ones. And assemble your tracker, and then just start reading. And one of the players just reads out, and it basically takes you through an adventure that will highlight all the different elements of Serpent's Tongue. And I think it's turned out pretty well. I think it accomplishes its mission quite good. It covers probably, I'd say, about 90% of everything in the game. Okay, I'll just fast forward here a little bit in order to get everything on screen. So the codexes, 108 of these. Looks like these are about 1 or 2 versions ago. We got our card sorted out a while ago, so they didn't really send us new press prints of it. But our 3.75 by 5.6 giant, ultra thick 350 GSM cards. They just keep coming out better and better thanks to Jetta Kasanen, our Finnish graphics designer. So here's a big shift. We went to punch boards instead of clay chips for a couple of different reasons. One is we got a heck of a lot more functionality out of punch boards because we were able to have a lot more of them, and we were able to have them be double-sided, and we were able to have them be a lot more graphically intense and do a lot more with them. And we were able to have lots of little tiny markers, and we now have sphere markers, which we're going to be using for the PvE campaign. So we basically had to step down a bit in quality in order to have about 500% more functionality. So here's a big change as well. This is, and these aren't finished yet because they've made the models of it, but they haven't created the plastic grommets that turn these into basically a spinner. This is an energy tracker. They'll track your resonance and your harmony and your essence through these dials and these windows. We found that a lot of playtesters were sort of like, you just go ahead, when you spend resonance, you just move it along. You can go from up to 100 resonance to negative 50 to positive 50 harmony and then 25 essence. And they feel nice. They're pretty cool. They're good solid construction, and they've got a really nice design on them. They feel like a cool sort of arcane device, perhaps a little steampunkish, but which isn't necessarily our brand, but I like it. Playtesters enjoyed using a spinner a lot more than the chips because the chips became pretty excessive. There's just so many different chips exchanges going on between spending and placing durability and removing charges. So this sort of breaks it out. Keeps our amount of chips down a little bit, so the amount of movement of chips is a little bit less. You're taking off durability and duration, and all of your personal vital energies are all tracked right here. And you can hold them up, and everyone can see it if they want to see how much you have. Or if you want to play a game where you keep it secret, you now have the ability to do that. Also, these energy trackers will fit easily into the new pockets. I mean, they fit into the old pockets, but they'll fit much better into the new pockets. So now, once again, it's just one more device or one more game component that you'll be able to just rock around with you in your codex. The idea is that you'll be able to play this game with just carrying around a codex in your bag of shadow with the necessary chips in it. Sand timer and 10-sided die, our 108 cards, rulebook and walkthrough, 5 punch boards, spinners, and that's pretty much the core set. The only thing this is missing is the engraved focus gems. They're still being created. That's the core set. This is what we've waited so long. I apologize it's taken so long, but at least we got, I think, a record-breaking level of quality out of it. And I'm very, very pleased with it, and I just can't wait to get this into your hands. I think you're going to have a ball with this.